Coming up next on Under the Radar Michigan, we head to Tip-Up Town in Houghton Lake and find out there's a lot more going on than just ice fishing. Then we head back to Michigan's beautiful Upper Peninsula to visit a fascinating snowmobile museum, find out where they make the legendary Stormy Kromer, and then experience a grueling 240-mile dog sled race that runs right through the streets of downtown Marquette. Get ready to explore the cool people, places, and things that make Michigan a great place to be. Under the Radar Michigan is brought to you in part by the Michigan State Housing Development Authority, investing in people, places, and partnerships to help transform Michigan and the Michigan economy. In cities, towns, and neighborhoods, people are building better places to live and better communities. And by Danielle Carmanis Work It Out, a program that gives children the tools to make healthy choices. The Work It Out mission is to eradicate childhood obesity and promote health in mind, body, and spirit through a yoga-based approach that reduces anxiety and increases self-esteem. Information at dkwio.org. And by the Old Newsboys Goodfellow Fund of Detroit. For more information, visit detroitgoodfellows.org. Also in part by the Food Bank Council of Michigan, Michigan's statewide food bank network committed to the alleviation of hunger in Michigan and in our nation. The Food Bank Council of Michigan gathers food and funds to help stock Michigan's food banks. I've been around the world, but there's one place I keep coming back to. And the more I explore, the more I realize it's the place to be. I'm Tom Dalton, and this is Under the Radar Michigan.
Houghton Lake, Tip-Up Town intro, take one.
Okay, it's cold, the lake's frozen, and it's not just about ice fishing. Of course, I've never been ice fishing before, but I suppose if somebody took me out ice fishing and showed me how to... For 60 years now, people from all over the Midwest have come here to... it's right here in Houghton Lake, and it's called... what's it called?
Cut.
Don't worry about it. I'm like a cat, I think, with my hands.
All right, action.
My zipper's stuck. Oh, there we go.
Take 78.
I got an idea. Why don't we just go see what's happening over at Tip-Up Town, okay? And we're out.
Okay, so as I just so eloquently stated, we're in Houghton Lake for Tip-Up Town, one of the biggest winter festivals in Michigan. Now, if you're into ice fishing, snowmobiling, or just watching crazy people jump into freezing water, this festival's got your name written all over it. Houghton Lake is Michigan's largest inland lake, and it's located right in the middle of the northern Lower Peninsula. I'm here with my two new bestest buddies, George, who's the actual mayor of Tip-Up Town, and Chris he's the marshal. Howdy, Marshal.
How you doing?
Is this your vehicle?
This here is the Mayor Marshal Mobile.
Oh my gosh, do you have to provide your own vehicle?
Oh yeah, yep.
So why don't you guys take me to Shanty Town? Come on, do it with me. Take me to Shanty Town. Why don't you take me to? Okay, let's go. Come on. All right.
Alrighty.
Mayor Mobile's nice and quiet.
The Mayor Mobile runs like a champ, you know?
I just noticed if I look down, I can see the ground through
Isn't
the
that
bottom
nice?
of
Yeah.
your car. Are you supposed to be able to see through the bottom
That's
of the
how
Jeep?
you know you're from Houghton Lake right there.
Remind me not to drop anything.
Yeah, that's right. That gives us good ventilation right there.
Then this is safe to go on the ice.
Yep, this is perfectly safe out here. So.
All right, I'll take your word for it since you're the mayor.
Yep.
It's just amazing to me how big this lake is. This lake is absolutely...
It's massive.
It's like a little city out here. It's like a little village.
It is, yep. People just come out and have a good time. They're friendly out there. It's a great festival. Bring the kids, there's parades, there's lots of kids games now when we get to the site, but we're going to Shanty Towns first.
So we made our way out there, and I got to check out firsthand what shanty living is all about. For those of you who've never been ice fishing before and never been in a shanty, let's find out what they're really like in here. Whoa! That's a lot nicer than I thought in there. I could live in here. Okay, you've seen how nice the shanties are, and now you're ready to give this ice fishing thing a try. Your next stop has got to be Lyman's on the Lake. It's ice fishing headquarters up here, and Lyman can teach you everything you need to know to become a real tipper-upper. I got to be honest with you, Lyman. When I go fishing, the fish I catch usually has a barcode on it and usually has cellophane wrapped around it, so I'm not much of a fisherman. Why, if people are coming here to go fishing, how come you're giving them fish?
Well, this is their main bait for setting tip-ups and jigging here, so it'll all depend on what type of fish they're looking for.
So what kind of bait do you sell here?
We sell walleye bait, pike bait, trout bait, perch bait, bluegill bait.
So I couldn't just buy some of these and make a sandwich?
Not very tasty. This is a good pike and walleye size here.
They're getting me wet. Oh my gosh, one of them fell on the floor. I'll save you!
Bait? Check. Now it's time to find out what the heck a tip-up is.
This is how it all started here, your basic wooden tip-up.
Right.
You set it up, put it down in the hole, set your flag up for adjustment.
And when a fish catches the...
When the fish catches on the reel,
right,
the flag goes up and everybody goes running.
Even if you're not a seasoned ice fisherman, like I am now, don't worry because Tip-Up Town is no longer just about ice fishing. This 60-year-old festival has become so much more.
This is a giant input for the whole community. This is our get us through the winter program. We have 2 weeks here, 2 weekends where the town is full. Everybody's, the cash registers are ringing. The people are all having a good time. The snowmobile trails are all groomed.
Right.
So we've got something for everybody to do.
And that got me thinking, as much as I'd like to hang out in a cold shanty waiting for what's called a crappie to bite, I'd probably have better luck catching a corn dog over at the fair. The main Tip-Up Town Carnival takes place right on the shores of Houghton Lake and has everything a family needs to have fun in, on, and over the snow. But if regular family fun like fishing, snowmobiling, carnivals, and helicopter rides aren't quite satisfying enough for you, you might want to check out the polar bear exhibit. Now here you'll find some of the toughest, bravest, and completely insane people in Michigan.
These people line up for like an hour and a half and stand in the cold in their bathing suits to do this on purpose. I mean, look at them over there. But look how, and strangely, look how happy they all are. Honestly, come on, why are you doing this?
I have no idea. I'm kind of crazy. I don't know.
You know, you're crazy.
Sounded good for 2 weeks, got here, and I don't know about now.
Right, and you're really crazy. You'll have to remove your sweater first, sir.
I can't take it off. It's too tight.
You should know better than doing something like this.
Oh, I know.
That's the township supervisor?
Yeah.
He should know better than to do something like this.
Call me a coward if you must, but this is one event I think I'll try in my next lifetime. Maybe.
Who'd do it again? Okay, now, why would you do it again?
Because we're idiots.
There you go. That's a UTR exclusive. That's a UTR exclusive. They're idiots.
When all was said and done, not only did I have a totally different perception of what this is really all about, the crew and I had a blast. Tip-Up Town truly does have something for everyone, and that, by the way, includes you.
Oh, fish. Marvelous. I'll get you in a minute. Dear UTR, you guys rock. Send. Would you believe that we're back up in Michigan's Upper Peninsula again? I would, and I would also recommend you come up here too. It's beautiful up here. Anybody get that joke?
Yeah, we got it.
Was that funny?
Yeah.
Close?
We started this trip to the UP by heading west as soon as we crossed the Mackinac Bridge to the town of Naubinway for a totally unique snowmobile experience.
Snowmobiles. They're fun, they're fast, and they go in the snow. And that's all I know about them because I've never actually been on one. Go ahead and point and laugh if you want, but what I want to know is where do they come from, how long have they been around, who invented them, and where can I find all this stuff out? Oh, why, that was easy.
The Top of the Lake Snowmobile Museum is packed full of some of the coolest vintage, racing, retro, and totally bizarre snowmobiles you've ever seen. And Charlie Valier is the owner and resident expert.
Charlie, how old is the sport of snowmobiling? I mean, who made the first snowmobile?
Carl Eliason out of Center, Wisconsin has kind of been noted for the first production snowmobile. That was in 1924. And they were made for work, of course.
And so it wasn't a sport at first, it was just a way to get around in the snow.
As a way to get around the snow, easier than a dog sled or a horse.
Right. As long as your engine kept working.
Yes.
Right. This one, I swear, looks like something from My Favorite Martian. What is this one?
It's called a snow coop. The hood here slides back, and you just crawl right in.
So cool.
You and your lover crawl in, and then all you do is slide it shut, and you're way to go.
Classic. Oh, I had no idea what to expect coming here, but stuff like this just totally makes it worth the trip.
What struck me about the vintage snowmobiles here is the great sense of art and design that went into making them. They were almost more form than function, and I swear, if you look close, some of these things actually have a personality.
This looks like something right out of World War II.
Well, not quite out of World War II, but it's a 1957 Polaris. Polaris Snow Traveler it's called.
It just looks so, it looks like the military designed it.
Yeah.
These are absolutely bizarre.
These are the best one made. This yellow thing is the most fun one made.
So the engine and the track, everything's ahead of you. You're just sitting on a little sled back
You're
here.
sitting on an ironing board with skis on it. Now look at it, it's an ironing board with skis. And you just move the whole front. It moves a lot easier on the snow. It's got bogey wheels. This has got wooden cleats.
I feel like I should be mowing the lawn.
Yeah, well, a couple weeks you can mow the lawn.
Learning about all these cool snowmobiles was a ton of fun. If you're in the area, into snowmobiles, or just into great design, you really should stop by the Top of the Lake Snowmobile Museum. And as an added bonus, you'll be able to say you've been to Nobbinway in the UP. How cool is that?
Talk about an education. You're talking to somebody, I know nothing about snowmobiles. Now I feel like I know everything about snowmobiles.
Well, cool. I taught you something?
Yeah.
And I'm not even a teacher.
With our heads packed with so much snowmobile history, we decided we needed bigger hats. So we went further west, way west, about 264 miles west, to the town of Ironwood on the Wisconsin border.
Now, if you're at all familiar with the three notches of Arnie Socknusum or the breadcrumbs in Hansel and Gretel, those were signs or clues that you were headed in the right direction. Now, we're back up in Michigan's UP. We're looking for the Stormy Cromer hat. Who makes it? Who wears it? We got a little lost, but I found this receipt that says somebody very near here very recently bought a Stormy Cromer hat. This means we're headed in the right direction. A clue. What are you guys looking at? Son of a...
Okay, so in case you're wondering, Stormy Kromer is the official cap of the UP. It's been around for over 100 years, and it's made right here in Ironwood. 10 years ago, Bob Jacquart was sitting in a coffee shop when he overheard someone say that because of tough economic times, Stormy Kromer might stop making this iconic cap. Well, the Stormy Kromer tradition was so strong in his family that, well, he bought and saved the company. Now, Bob and his daughters Gina and KJ are keeping the Stormy Kromer legacy alive.
Okay, Bob, what exactly is a Stormy Kromer?
Now, Stormy Kromer is a railroad engineer. In 1903, he needed a hat that he could stick out of the railroad engine and not have blowout when he looked back at
I'll blow off his head?
Yeah. And he started with a baseball hat and then had his wife, Ida, put ear flaps on it. And then, the way we understand the story, he went to the railroad yard with that hat on, and somebody said, "Where'd you get that hat?" And so he went and asked Ida to make a dozen, and it kind of snowballed there.
Well, I've noticed that on the way up here, when we tell people we're going to the Stormy Kromer factory, there seems to be a real love for this hat, and I think it's just because it's been around for a long time.
Well, a lot of it up here will start with my grandfather wore one.
Right.
You know, he always wore a black one. My grandfather worked for the railroad. My grandfather went to the logging camp. Those kinds of things, and it's just like, oh, I have these wonderful memories. And so many people can remember what hook in the basement it stayed on, Grandpa's hat on, or my dad's hat stayed on, and it was there. My hat and your hat have 6 panels on the top. And an interesting little story about this was, if a railroad guy was in a strange town and he went looking for fellow railroaders, he would pop his head into a bar and yell, "Are there any 6-pointers in here?" And all the railroad guys called themselves 6-pointers because of their Stormy Cromer hats.
The Stormy Kromer may be over 100 years old, but this factory is absolutely state-of-the-art.
When I bought the company from the Cromer Cap Company, they were taking a wad of fabric and had the paper glued on with the pattern on it, and they were taking it to a meat cutting knife, a band saw without a blade. The band was just going around, and somebody was hand steering the fabric through the blade.
Oh my God.
And the person that I watched do it had all 10 fingers.
That's amazing. So this cuts out all the individual little pieces of the hat.
You can see right now it's cutting the brim, and then it ends up with a designation 7 5/8 and where it belongs in the hat. This is a heritage line being made in a modern way.
Well, this way you can make more for more people. People like me.
Yeah, exactly.
Despite all of its high-tech automation and gadgetry, the most important piece of machinery in the Stormy Kromer factory is still the human hand.
This is still sewn exactly the way it was done 100 years ago.
Right, because once the pieces are cut, somebody's got to actually assemble the hat by hand.
Yes, I met somebody the other day that said, I'd love to come up and see that machine that ties the bow on the front. And I said, well, Anna's a really nice person.
Her name's Anna, right. So what does a place like yours, you think, mean to the community?
You know, the obvious thing is the jobs, and we love employing people, and we're thought of very highly in the community. The other part about it is not only are the jobs here, but the pride that Stormy Cromer brings to this town, and it's connected us to the UP. We've become the official, kind of the unofficial official hat of the UP. I know a lot of people that they'll call me and say, I'm so proud of what you've done for the UP. And the feeling of knowing that it's going to be alive in years to come.
Oh, this hat will be around forever.
Yeah.
Thanks to guys like you.
And thanks to Bob's daughter Gina, who helps make sure that Jacquard Fabrics continues to develop new products which will secure the future of the company and its employees.
We talked a lot about the history of Stormy Kromer, but what's coming up in the future? You got anything new coming up?
Oh, we have lots of new things coming up. And we've been growing, even just with our same old products that we've had for a long time. We want to be more than just a hat company. We want to be a great outdoor clothing line. And we really are expanding our women's line as well as our apparel. So we've got a big new fall line coming out this fall.
Is this a UTR exclusive?
Yeah, this is very exclusive. A coat for women, which we have not done before. So this is brand new. New plaid. So sort of refined and modern, but still Cromer-esque.
Right.
And this is a new hat for women that we call the pedal pusher. I was telling you about our humor, right?
That's very.
And so this is our new women's hat, and it's still, you know, still's got the earband.
Oh, it still
does
works.
the thing.
You know, your dad promised me a hat.
Yeah, because this baseball hat is like not cutting it.
Yeah, I know. It's just there. It's to cover up my male pattern baldness.
Tom, let's give this a look.
Oh my gosh, my own Stormy Kromer.
Really?
Oh. How do I look? Don't say anything, you guys. Just tell me I look great. Just tell me. Thank you very much. You guys are awesome.
Thanks, Tom.
Get a Stormy Kromer hat, because you can't have mine. Well, I got my Stormy Kromer hat, my Stormy Kromer jacket, and I even went to the R&D department and I got this Stormy Kromer bag. I hope Gina doesn't mind. I'm sure she won't mind. You know, these are the UTR stories I love to tell. It's a great family, employing a city, carrying on a great tradition, and actually taking the company into the future. You can't ask for more than that, except for maybe a Stormy Kromer hat. You should get one. I love mine.
The next leg of our trip took us back to the great city of Marquette, located right in the middle of the UP on the shores of Lake Superior. This city has everything: great shops, cool restaurants, classic architecture, and an awesome urban feel that's set right in the middle of some of the most beautiful natural surroundings imaginable. It's also where you'll find Northern Michigan University, the UP's largest, and home to nearly 10,000 undergraduate and graduate students. I caught up with NMU's marketing director, Ann Stark, to talk about some of the great things going on here.
Northern Michigan University is doing some really progressive stuff that not a lot of people know about, like?
We have a fantastic WiMAX network, which allows our students off campus to access high-speed internet anywhere they can in town. In fact, we issue every student a laptop computer.
That's nice.
It's one thing that parents really don't have to worry about.
Right.
Because that whole hassle. Well, and the other thing that I like as a parent of an NMU student is it's included in tuition and fees.
Now, if you're wondering about all the barking in the background, just hang on. We'll get to that soon.
People I do know that went to Northern love the experience.
It's a real special place.
Very cutting edge. I like your hat, by the way.
Thank you.
Looks kind of like mine.
NMU is also home to the Superior Dome, aka the Upper Dome. Believe it or not, it's the world's largest dome made entirely of wood. Now, from the outside, it looks like something from outer space, but the inside views are even more out of this world. What a cool place. Now, if you're afraid of heights, like our producer Eric, I wouldn't recommend a trip to the top of this beautiful facility. But if you do make it up there, unlike our producer Eric, the views are absolutely amazing. So now let's talk about the main reason we're in Marquette, the UP 200 dog sled race. It's a 240-mile Iditarod qualifier that brings mushers and their teams in from all across the Midwest. And it's something I'd never experienced before. On race day morning, we had a chance to meet up with some of the participants at the vet check.
So you're one of the vets that does the actual vet check.
Yes.
Now, what is it you guys are looking for?
This is, right now we're doing what's called the pre-race vet check. And so at this point, we're making certain the dogs are healthy,
Right.
and that they are fit to compete in the race.
Well, a lot of people seem concerned about, dogs in this kind of sport, but these dogs seem to love this. They seem to live for it.
These dogs enjoy it. Okay, they live to pull. Okay, and they wouldn't do this unless they enjoyed it.
Well, it's great because these dogs have something to do, or something to live for, whereas a lot of dogs just lay around and eat, which is, I don't think that's what animals were meant to do anyway. Well, that's what I do a lot, but but I was meant to do that. Are you ready for the race? Are you going to win? Really? Are you sure? Yeah, he's pretty sure. I think he's going to win. I like your coat. Where'd you get your coat? Is it warm? Hey, did you guys know that Stormy Kromer also makes doggy beds? You're a girl musher. That's awesome. Are there many women in this sport?
There's a good number.
Good number of women?
Yeah, there's a lot of women mushers.
Is this your sled?
Yes, it is.
How much does a sled like this weigh?
Well, when it's totally empty,
Yeah.
probably about 30 pounds.
Can I stand on it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, God. Wow.
You can kind of just, kind of do this with it.
Well, that's how you steer?
Yeah.
It probably goes faster when there's dogs on it. Yeah. I was amazed at the condition these dogs are in. They're all in perfect... I mean, I've had a lot of dogs in my life, and my dogs usually end up kind of roly-poly, but these dogs are all in phenomenal condition.
Absolutely. Some of the animals were questioned. People think they may look a little thin, but,
No, they look the way they're supposed to look, probably.
Absolutely. There's no such thing as a fat marathon runner.
What do you say?
He said he loves being up in Marquette and he can't wait until his next visit again.
Awesome.
While all that was going on, tons of snow was being trucked into downtown Marquette for the track that will eventually take the mushers out of town and on their journey. It was here where I had a great interview with one of the race's key figures.
Well, I'm here with the official mascot of the race up here in Marquette, Banshee the dog, and I've just arranged for an interview. Excuse me. Dear, Banshee?
Apparently, Banshee must have had some top priority business to attend to, so I decided to talk to race organizer Pat Storiano instead.
Now, what does an event like this mean to the community?
It's a big thing to the UP. We're stuck in the snow a long time.
Right.
And then you can get out and play in it.
Right.
That's
what I tell people. Stop complaining about it and get out and play in it. Enjoy
Exactly.
it. It's fun stuff.
Yes. Tonight here on this very street where you're filming us,
Yeah.
you will probably see close to 7,000 people. It is the largest event, summer and winter, to this community.
And as race time approaches, you realize why the UP 200 is so special. It's one of the 4 biggest dog sled races in the lower 48.
This is the best race we do. I mean, there's no place else where you have a downtown start like this. You get, 6,000, 7,000 people?
Oh, a nighttime start like this is really cool.
It's unbelievable.
Now, are you talking to them while you're mushing them?
Actually, the more you say to them, it's like my wife and I. The more she talks to me, the more she says.
The less you listen?
Right.
Hey, it's the same at my house.
Right.
You look pretty warm. You warm?
I am very warm.
How much it looks like you're wearing everything you own.
I only got half.
Oh, there's only half? He does live in the UP. He is a Uper.
So the moment everyone was waiting for finally came, and it was spectacular.
3, 2, 1.
Here he goes, Frank Cole.
This is awesome. This is awesome.
To the starting.
I can't remember how many times I must have said the word awesome that night, but I couldn't think of another word to describe it. The people, the dogs, the race, the energy, Marquette, awesome.
They say the older you get, the more often you should do something for the very first time. You should really do this. This is exceptional.
Oh, and it's awesome too.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Now, if you enjoy this program and you love Michigan as much as I do, I'd like you to do 3 things for me. 1, go to utrmichigan.com. There you can discover all the cool people, places, and things that make Michigan so great. Then go to our Facebook page and tell us where you'd like us to go next. Then number 3, take $100,000, put it into a plain white envelope, and mail it to Okay, just scratch the third one. The first 2 are fine. Sorry about that.
Under the Radar Michigan is brought to you in part by the Michigan State Housing Development Authority, investing in people, places, and partnerships to help transform Michigan and the Michigan economy. In cities, towns, and neighborhoods, people are building better places to live and better communities. And by Danielle Carmanis Work It Out, a program that gives children the tools to make healthy choices. The Work It Out mission is to eradicate childhood obesity and promote health in mind, body, and spirit through a yoga-based approach that reduces anxiety and increases self-esteem. Information at dkwio.org and by the Old Newsboys Goodfellow Fund of Detroit. For more information, visit detroitgoodfellows.org. Also in part by the Food Bank Council of Michigan, Michigan's statewide food bank network committed to the alleviation of hunger in Michigan and in our nation. The Food Bank Council of Michigan gathers food and funds to help stock Michigan's food banks. Closed captioning for Under the Radar Michigan is made possible by Shamrock Travel in downtown Rochester. Shamrock Travel providing complete travel services right here in Michigan for over 20 years.